Experimental Racehorse Digest. Hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. We're glad you've joined us for ESPN's national recap of horse racing. Now, before we go to Saratoga in this week's feature race, we have an update for you on racing's leading 3-year-old Mike Pegram's Real Quiet. The Kentucky Derby and Preakness winner has been declared out of this Sunday's Haskell, and trainer Bob Baffert says he may not race him again until the end of the year. Real Quiet has sore stifles that were aggravated last week on the track at Del Mar. Baffert says he'll give Real Quiet 60 days of rest before making any future decisions about his racing. Baffert also had to announce that Indian Charlie has now been retired to stud. The Santa Anita Derby winner, this year's favorite for the Kentucky Derby, pulled a suspensory during a workout at Del Mar. Unraced since finishing third behind his stablemate, Real Quiet, in the run for the Roses, Indian Charlie retires with 4 wins in 5 starts, earnings of over $600,000. Well, America's oldest racetrack, Saratoga in upstate New York, opened last week. Our feature race, their feature on Saturday, the Grade 1 $200,000 test stakes for 3-year-old fillies going 7/8 of a mile. Here's the field, the closing odds presented by Las Vegas. Huge prices for the first 4, as you see there, from the Sister Act, Coming to the Party, Storm Beauty, and Star of Broadway. Other big prices, in fact, the only single price is the 7-horse Santerio with Richard Migliore at 9-1. Now let's take a look at the favorites on the outside. Brulé at 5-2 with Pat Day. And there is the even money favorite, Jersey Girl with Mike Smith, 123 pounds. Now for our feature race, here's the call, the 72nd test stakes at Saratoga with Tom Durkin.
And they're off. Liable comes away first. Down toward the inside, here comes Sister Act, and Storm Beauty is there. Jersey Girl way on the far outside. Brulé also involved early, moving up the backstretch. Here comes Coming to the Party now, and Coming to the Party right to the head of Storm Beauty. Liable right there in the thick of it, running in third. Brulé on the far outside is running in fourth. Hurricane Birdie in between horses racing fifth now. Brave Deed is now sixth. And then it's Star of Broadway running in seventh. Sister Act is eighth. Jersey Girl broke well, but she's back in ninth, but now moving on the far outside. Jersey Girl making a wide move into the far turn. Katinka at the back of the pack with Santeria rounding the far turn. And it's Brulé who's got a narrow lead. The opening quarter was a dazzling 21-3. And here comes Jersey Girl powering up to Brulé on the outside. And Liable right there fighting away in between horses. Storm Beauty toward the inside. Just in behind them, it's Brave Deed. The half in 44 2/5 seconds, and the field turns for home in the test. It's Brulé, Liable, and Jersey Girl on the outside. Katinka putting in a bid, and Brave Deed is also in with the chance. Brulé gives it up, and it's Jersey Girl. Jersey Girl in front with a furlong to go. Katinka and Brave Deed. Jersey Girl under a heavy drive. She's still holding on. On the outside, Katinka. Brave Deed a final try, and it is Jersey Girl. 7 in a row. Her undefeated season continues.
Jersey Girl, you heard her win streak from Tom Durkin. She's now 9 for 11 lifetime, and she takes the test stakes by a length. The 3-year-old Jersey bred daughter, Belong to Me, is owned by the Ackley Brothers Farm, trained by young Todd Pletcher. Mike Smith, you see here using the left-handed whip, was the winning jockey. Another Grade 1 stake at Saratoga's opening weekend. Sunday's Go for One. That's older fillies and mares at 1 1/8 for $250,000. Alan Paulson's Asina, the favorite and the highway, carrying 124 pounds. Here's Tom Durkin with the Go for One stakes at Saratoga.
It's Asina holding a narrow lead. Aldiza right there alongside her now. Those two will arrive at the top of the stretch together, widening on the field. Panama Canal is a distant third, and the field turns for home. Aldiza and Asina. They will come to the 8th pole together. It's Aldiza on the outside. Asina's really got to work to win today. It's Asina down inside, and Aldiza really giving her a hard time. Asina and Aldiza, they continue to run inseparably past the final 16th. Aldiza and Asina. Aldiza and Asina. Asina, Aldiza, headlong under the line. It's a head bob, and it looks like Aldiza has defeated Asina here.
That's what the photo showed. Aldiza upsetting Asina by a nose in the Go for One. The 4-year-old daughter, Stormcat, getting a 10-pound weight break from the champion, Asina. Aldiza is owned by Helen Alexander, Groves and Matz, and is trained by Shug McGahee. Mike Smith, the winning rider, looked using the right-handed whip there, outdueling Jerry Bailey to the wire. Mike Smith sweeps Saratoga's opening weekend Grade 1 stakes races. You saw him win the test, Now he heads to the winner's circle in the Go for One. Look at the new winner's circle at old historic Saratoga this season. Our remembering feature takes us back to 1990 at old Belmont Park. The brilliant filly Go for One, winning a race that is now named for her and is being run at Saratoga. It was then called the Masquette. She was a 3-year-old.
And Go for One taking command as they come to the final furlong. Feel the Beat is bravely trying to hold on for second. Then farther back, Mystorian is third. They're coming down to the final 16th. And Randy Romero has put the whip away as Go for One comes home to score in the Masquette by 2.5 lengths.
Owned by Jane Lunger's Christiana Stable and trained by Bill Badgett. Go for One. What a special mare she was. Won the 3-year-old Eclipse title in 1990, the second Eclipse award of her career. Reminder coming up later, a world record equaling performance to show you. A National Car Rental Racehorse Digest presented by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. By the American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. And by Visa. It's everywhere you want to be.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At National Car Rental, we believe that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
In 1998, one of the hottest sires is Jade Hunter at Brookside Farm in Versailles, Kentucky. His son, Hallery Hunter, won the Bluegrass Stakes to rank as one of the year's best 3-year-olds. Another Jade Hunter son, Clover Hunter, took the Golden Gate Derby in California. In New York, his 3-year-old daughter, Best Friend Stro, won the Grade 3 Busher by 13 lengths. And in Florida, the 4-year-old filly Key Hunter was an easy stakes winner. Jade Hunter's sons and daughters have already earned over $1.4 million in 1998.
Farmers have been bringing us their harvest for 45 years. Then the farm co-op brought me something different. News that soybeans like ours could be used to make a cooking oil, fry up snack chips without adding any fat or calories. Hey, at Crisco, they figured without all the fat of regular chips, this Olean could help lots of people eat a little healthier. Well, all I say is doing good starts right in your own backyard.
New fat-free Olean, a good place to start.
Keep the American Quarter Horse reigning supreme by carrying the AQHA Designer or Gold Master card. Issued by MB&A America, sponsors of the American Quarter Horse Racing Challenge and the Youth World Championship Show. The AQHA Designer and Gold Master card ensures smooth riding and winning benefits. Call 1-800-847-7378 to apply for the MB&A America Designer or Gold Master card. The only cards good enough for America's horse.
Take a look at the national leaders among the thoroughbreds. Silver Charm, Skip Away, still 1-2, followed by Real Quiet, Victory Gallop, and Asina. But our thoroughbred race recap this week begins with racing at Del Mar, their summer season. Sunday's headline event, the Grade 1 $300,000 Eddie Reed Handicap. Thoroughbreds 3 and up, 1 1/8 on a firm turf course. There was an East Coast invader in the field, the 4-year-old Subordination. Here's Trevor Denman's call.
Heads a turn for home in the Eddie Reed, and Subordination's got to dig deep and find more. Magellan, and here's Bonapartiste coming home gamely. Hawksley Hill not today. Homeward bound, and it's Subordination and Bonapartiste. Bonapartiste on the outside, Subordination right there. Magellan is third. They run to the wire. Subordination going to win. Subordination won the Eddie Reed from Bonapartiste, and it's close between Magellan and Hawksley Hill, and Sharpest Image was last.
Trainer Gary Siaka's first trip to Del Mar ever proved to be a very successful one, thanks to Subordination's wire-to-wire effort here. The 4-year-old son of Mount Livermore also captured for Gary the Grade 3 Fort Marcy and the Grade 2 Suburban Handicaps earlier this year. The $75,000 yearling purchase at the Keeneland Sales is owned by the Klarovich Stables. Jockey David Flores helped pick up the first-place check of $180,000. Subordination now racing's newest millionaire. Saturday at Del Mar, the feature, the 41st running of the Ramona Handicap, a mile and an eighth on the turf with fillies and mares throwing up the first $300,000. As they turn for home, just taking the lead on the outside, number 3 in the blue blinkers at See You Soon. Battling it here with Sonia's Faith. The jockey Corey Nakatani in that orange and green silks powers See You Soon to the finish. The finish a half length in front here of Sonia's Faith. A new stakes record, by the way, 147-2. And a personal record for Corey Nakatani, earning his 3rd straight Ramona victory. Bobby Franco trains his 4-year-old French filly for owner Charles Kennis. See You Soon was 5th in her last out, the Beverly Hills Handicap last month. But her triumph here makes it her first graded stakes win. 2-5 favorite Fiji, beaten only once in her previous 8 starts, finished 3rd. Back to Saratoga now. Friday's Bernard Baruch, grade 2 for 3-year-olds and up. Distance a mile and an eighth on the turf. The favorite is Yogli, trained by Billy Mott in the Alan Paulson red, white, and blue colors. See him flying up on the outside here, ridden by Jerry Bailey. Bringing Yogli from way off the pace, making this late move down the stretch, holds the long shot Tamiat at bay and easily crosses the wire with a 2.5 length victory. Yogli is owned and bred by Alan Paulson, who's now won 3 of 5 starts this year, including 2 stakes victories. Yogli is the 5-year-old son of Jade Hunter, stands at Brookside Farm for Alan Paulson. The mare is Nijinsky's best. Now Yogli nearing the $500,000 mark in earnings. Statesmanship was blocked in the rail in the stretch and finished 7th. Saratoga is also a great place to watch the developing 2-year-olds. This was last Thursday's Sanford Stakes, 6 furlongs, $100,000 grade 3 stake for the 2-year-old colts. Time Bandit was the favorite here, right now running in the middle of the track, 2nd in the green silks. Jockey Pat Day, the Hall of Famer, though, gets the right-handed stick working here. Gets Time Bandit headed for the finish line. He'll just hold off the long shot bid of Prime Directive. Time Bandit winning the Sanford. He was purchased last year for $85,000 as a yearling at the Keeneland sale. He's owned by the Padua Stable, trained by D. Wayne Lucas, as Wayne chalks up his 5th Sanford victory. Time Bandit is by time for a change. He won the Bashford Manor in his last out over stablemate Yes, It's True. The colt has now had 3 wins in 5 starts. Also last week, the grade 2 $100,000 Schuylerville. This for the 2-year-old fillies run at Saratoga. It's a race covering a distance of 6 furlongs. The favorite, trained by young Todd Pletcher, was Britain's Hill on the outside in the blue and yellow silks.
It's Call Me Up continuing to tussle here with Fantasy Lake. Fantasy Lake and Call Me Up going at it head-to-head. Round robin 3rd. On the outside, Britain's Hill coming with a late rally. Final 16th. It's been Call Me Up and Fantasy Lake. They've been head-to-head here for 5.5 furlongs. They're dueling down to the line. Call Me Up forges to the lead as they hit the wire. Call Me Up's got it.
The long shot, Call Me Up, hanging on determinedly for her first graded stakes victory. Also the first stakes winner for her freshman sire, Miner's Mark. You might remember Call Me Up, though, from last April. She was very impressive in her debut, winning by a margin of 9 lengths in a track record time at Aqueduct. Robert Perez owns the Bay filly, but now has won 2 of 3 starts. Call Me Up is trained by Alfredo Quejas, was ridden here by jockey George Chavez. Monmouth Park now the site on Saturday for the grade 3 $100,000 Salvatore Mile. A race for 3-year-olds and up, 8 going to the post, including the favorite Alamonte. He's on the lead here in the yellow silks with the purple diamonds, ridden by jockey Julie Crone. She leads this dark bay to an easy advantage in the stretch, coasting home to a comfortable 6.5 length victory. Alamonte, the 5-year-old son of Wild Again, is owned by Smith, Strauss, and Snowden, conditioned by Hall of Fame trainer Bill Mott. Alamonte has been on the board 20 times in his 23 lifetime starts, as earnings now have reached over $600,000. Julie Crone heading to the winner's circle at Monmouth Park. Well, no change among the top 3 in the Visa 3-year-old championship point standings, but things might shuffle a bit after this Sunday's Haskell Invitational at Monmouth Park. Victory Gallup and Coronado's Quest scheduled to meet there. Straight ahead, quarter horse racing. It's the $270,000 Ed Burke Futurity from Los Alamitos in Southern California. They're in the paddock for the race.
Some people choose Damon's Clubhouse for our award-winning barbecued ribs. Others like our steaks, chicken, seafood, prime rib, and of course, Damon's famous onion loaf. But everyone agrees, when it comes to hard-hitting, action-packed sports entertainment, Damon's Clubhouse is the next best thing to being there. Damon's, the place for ribs and a whole lot more.
Are creditors hounding you? Don't panic. There is a way out. Stop creditor harassment, repossession, and foreclosure. We can take the fear and worry out of your bankruptcy and do it for less money. Call Affordable Legal Counsel today. We are here for you. Don't let the legal system take you for a ride. Divorce can be uncontested and low cost and filed the same day at no extra charge. Divorce may be the only thing you'll agree about. Get it over as painlessly as possible. Call Affordable Legal Counsel for a free consultation today.
Dominating championship auto racing like no other. His name is Alex Zanardi. Don't miss the points leader as he takes on the field in the Miller Lite 200. There'll be plenty of donuts for everyone. Sunday at 4 Eastern, 3 Pacific on ABC.
Program reminder for you. Here's our visit times next week. Wednesday at 3:30, our regular time. The road to the $2 million All-American Futurity on Labor Day at Ruidoso Downs, New Mexico continues with the $270,000 Ed Burke Futurity from Los Alamitos this past Friday night. Now, this is the final major two-year-old event before those August 20th All-American time trials. And since last year's Ed Burke winner, Corona Cash, went on to take Quarter Horse Racing's richest prize, the All-American, particular notice should be taken here. In the 350-yard Ed Burke, undefeated Finn Etta Myers was made the slight favorite. Our First Sovereign and the 3-horse entry of Ed Allred, headed by Bubba's Bullet, also ones to watch.
Away they go on the Ed Burke Memorial Futurity, and Finn Etta Myers running erratically. Came out of the gate fast. First Sovereign's also right there, and so is the gray My Strawberry Chick. Bubba's Bullet's also coming up. My Strawberry Chick, and now First Sovereign gets going down on the inside, and Bubba's Bullet. But here comes First Sovereign. It's going to be close. Bubba's Bullet, First Sovereign, noses apart, very tight between those two.
First Sovereign just up in time under jockey Roman Figueroa, nosing out Bubba's Bullet and My Strawberry Chick. Favorite Finn Etta Myers was fifth in a race that saw the first 6 places decided by necks, heads, and noses. In addition to the $113,000 first place check, First Sovereign's owners, Jay and Polly Parsons, could claim a $1 million bonus. Their colt comes back to win the Los Alamitos Million in December. But first, it's the All-American Futurity, with a few major prizes to elude First Sovereign's trainer, Blaine Schwanebelt. More two-year-old action now. Jamboree Time heads the field in the $30,000 American Airlines California Juvenile Challenge.
Away they go. And the one who broke extremely slow was especially accessible as Fame's Little Folly started off very fast. Jamboree Time was off sluggish, but now he's coming on gamely. Also right there between horses, we have a speeding ticket, but Jamboree Time's going to try to overcome the trouble, and well, a big run from Jamboree Time over flying past you. Finishing third, looked like a speeding ticket.
Jamboree Time and jockey Joel Cruz scamper home by 3/4 of a length. And they will represent California in the $100,000 American Airlines Juvenile Challenge Championship in November. The winner races for owner Bruce Campbell, saddled by Denny Eakins. Another MBNA Challenge berth was decided in the Central region. Third fastest qualifier, Rambling for Gold, was sent off as the favorite at Perry Meadows in Iowa.
In the middle of the track, choo-choo special. There goes Miss Eye Paint. Milady Rona is along the rail. Rambling for Gold on the inside. Rambling for Gold, the leader. Far outside, Grab a Memory. It's Rambling for Gold who wins. Close for second. Milady Rona and/or Grab a Memory.
Rambling for Gold collects $18,000 worth of hard currency for his convincing win here in the Central Challenge. No luck for the second choice, Mr. Ali Tay, who finished last after ducking in sharply. Jockey Jerry Winters was aboard as Rambling for Gold. Scored his third win for owner Robert Seitz and trainer Dan Miller. The American Quarter Horse Association has a toll-free number to call, 1-800-414-RIDE, to bring you more information on quarter horse racing. Well, next, it's back to the track for Arabian racing, the Arabian World Series events from Delaware Park.
The Arabian Jockey Club, setting the standard for the world's original racehorse.
Let's go!
Vacation travelers know that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go, National Car Rental, especially if you're going to the happiest place on earth. Because as the official car rental company of Disneyland in Southern California, National gets you in your car and on the road fast for a family vacation you'll never forget. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Disneyland with National Car Rental.
First you bought a home, and then you fixed it up. You added a deck, landscaped the yard, got furniture, and of course, appliances. Now your home looks great, but your bills are piling up. It's time to call First Plus. At First Plus, you can consolidate those bills into one lower monthly payment, and the interest may be tax deductible. And First Plus gives you more, up to 125% of the value of your home, so you don't need equity. Just call First Plus today at 1-800-510-PLUS.
Something's emerging within the racing industry. It's exciting, lucrative, and growing. The Arabian Racing Cup.
Delta, British Airways, Northwest, KLM, United. All of these, in fact, most of the world's major airlines, domestic and international, rely on this oil company for fuel. When it really counts, they seem to be the one to count on. With that in mind, what kind of gasoline do you think they make for your car? You'd be right. Citgo, when it counts.
Back on National Car Rental Racehorse Digest, here are the nation's leading thoroughbred owners, Bob and Beverly Lewis, over $3.5 million. What a great year for John Franks, John and Betty Mabie's Golden Eagle Farm, Mike Pegram, and Alan Paulson in the top 5. Here's what's coming up in our National Stakes schedule, the Breeders' Cup. Thistledown Breeders' Cup Handicap from Ohio will be part of our NTRA ESPN 2 show on Sunday at 6:30. Well, it's time now for our monthly recap of some of the best Arabian races. We'll feature the Arabian World Series races now from Delaware Park. Let's begin with Saturday's Arabian World Series Sprint Handicap. It's purebred Arabians, 4 and up, going 6 furlongs. Odds-on favorite is the Viking, undefeated in 4 starts this year. But he's trying to catch the pace setter, Tiki Diablo.
It's Tiki Diablo by 2. The Viking ranging up on the outside. Down toward the inside, trying to rally. Mr. Full Service make that on the inside. Mercana Mike is coming on, but it's Tiki Diablo. The Viking on the outside, on the inside, Mercana Mike. Tiki Diablo hanging in there gamely, and the Viking is beaten by Tiki Diablo.
Tiki Diablo goes wire to wire to hand the Viking his first defeat of the year. The 6-year-old Texas-bred Arabian is owned by Galveston Sam Vasquez. Joe Rocco was the jockey as Tiki Diablo scored his first stakes win. He's now eligible for a $100,000 bonus if he can win the final 2 legs in the series next month at Delaware Park. Also part of the Arabian World Series, the Sprint Distaff event Saturday. The favorite, number 2, on the outside in the second flight of horses, H.T. Sarah, trying for a 7th straight.
See Darlene on the extreme outside, puts a neck in front. Datum's Victory on the inside, Serena. H.T. Sarah's rolling on the far outside, still about 2 lengths away. Dixie Darlene to the front. On the outside, H.T. Sarah. On the inside, it's Serena. Dixie Darlene's trying to hold off H.T. Sarah, but H.T. Sarah and Brent Bartram will win it, edging away.
H.T. Sarah keeps on rolling with this 1-length victory in the Sprint Distaff Handicap. It's her 5th straight win this year, the 7th in a row for last year's Arabian Horse of the Year. 6-year-old Bay Mare is by Mellon, is owned by Lauren and Carol Nichols Trackside Farm. Brent Bartram was the winning rider for trainer Lauren Nichols. Sunday at Delaware Park, the Arabian Cup ran its juvenile races. Now in the Arabian breed, juveniles are 3-year-olds in their first year of racing. The juvenile 3-year-old colt and gelding division, that's the race favorite Dreams of Valor on the lead. He'll go on to win here by 2.5 lengths over Genuine Monarch for his owners, the Fisher Racing Arabian stable. Dreams of Valor is a 3-year-old Florida-bred chestnut Arabian by Sam Tiki. Out of the mare, Fulfilled Dreams. He's trained by Lynn Ashby. He's now won 4 of 6 starts with 2 seconds. Dreams of Valor has stamped himself as the best 3-year-old colt or gelding on the East Coast. Also on Sunday, it was the juvenile fillies going a mile on the main track. On the lead is the favorite here, Royal Athena, ridden by Joe Rocco, again trained by Lynn Ashby. The 3-year-old filly by Monarch Ah is leased by Deb and Alan Kirshner's Cree Run Farm to Howard and Kelly Pike. Racing has become quite a popular way to get involved with owning Arabian race horses by renting a horse that is ready to run without assuming many of the expenses of ownership from birth. Royal Athena now has 2 wins and 3 seconds in her career. The Arabian World Cup Series, a 3-part series, the final 2 legs coming up September 6 and 26 at Delaware Park. When we return, we'll show you a thoroughbred world record equaling race at 5/8 of a mile. That's next.
Why is quarter horse racing different? It's more exciting at the start, faster in the middle, closer at the finish, and it's easier to learn. With a variety of publications, videos, and seminars, there's helpful information available for newcomers and experts alike. So dig in, hang on, let the dirt fly, and let AQHA help. Call 1-800-414-RIDE.
It has the power to excite you. It has the power to move you. It has the power to take you places you never knew existed. It is, of course, your Visa card, with the power to get you a seat to Michael Tilson Thomas and the San Francisco Symphony at Davies Symphony Hall. So bring your Visa card, because you can't get in using American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
ESPN Sunday Night Football. Full season coverage begins September 6.
National Car Rental Racehorse Digest is being brought to you by National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. Alan and Madeline Paulson's Brookside Farm. And by the Arabian Jockey Club, setting the standard for Arabian racing. In our Brookside News Thoroughbred update, it's time to show you now that world record equaling performance. We'll take you to Calder Racecourse in South Florida for the $200,000 Calder Turf Sprint Handicap. The distance is 5 furlongs. That's 5/8 of a mile. On the lead, setting all the fractions, including a 43 3/2, is Heck of a Ralph. Bill Saltzman calls them home at Calder.
There's a 1/4 of a mile to go, and Heck of a Ralph's the one to catch. Leads by 1.5 lengths. My Favorite Grub on the outside is second, and GH's Pleasure is third. It's another length back for Larry, far outside. Elusive Ghost rallying toward the inside. Vivace. Deep stretch. Heck of a Ralph by 3, and they're not going to get him today.
Heck of a Ralph, owned by Ralph and Betty Sessa, stopped the teletimer at 54 4 for 5/8 of a mile. That set a new turf course record at Calder. And when they checked the racing manual, they found that it also equaled the fastest time ever recorded for 5 furlongs on any racing surface. Heck of a Ralph, trained by Bill Cesar, the 5-year-old gelding ridden by Jose Ferrer, matching the 54 4 world record time set by Classy Briefcase in 1991, equal then by Tsunami Spangler in 1993. Both on the Monmouth Park Turf Course in New Jersey. Well, this coming Monday at Saratoga, the National Museum of Racing and Hall of Fame inducts its class of 1998, including trainer Billy Mott and jockey Jacinto Vasquez, along with racehorses Riva Ridge, Bayacoa, and Fort Marcy. We'll be on hand, have a full report for you next week right here on the Racehorse Digest. Busy weekend of top thoroughbred racing action on ESPN in ESPN2. Coming up, NTRA Racing to the Breeders' Cup. It's older horses in the Whitney Handicap at Saratoga, live on ESPN 5 Eastern on Saturday. Then on Sunday, our NTRA Racing to the Breeders' Cup crew moves down to the Jersey Shore to Monmouth Park. The Buick Haskell Invitational on ESPN2 at 5. The big matchup, Victory Gallop and Coronado's Quest. And we'll wrap things up for you on ESPN2 at 6:30 Sunday. NTRA 2-Day at the races, featuring the Jim Dandy Stakes from Saratoga. Big weekend of racing right here on ESPN and ESPN2. Hope you enjoy it. We'll be back here to recap it all for you next week on National Car Rental Racehorse Digest. Thanks for joining us. So long, everyone. Ground transportation provided by National Car Rental. For worldwide reservations, call 1-800-CAR-RENT. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.